It's the 5th, right? It's Friday, November 5th.
Yes.
Hey everybody, today is Friday, November 5th, 2021. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. We got a hot week. I've been saying that for a couple weeks straight, but I'm not lying. Bunch of news. The first thing is a real spicy rumor, so be prepared. Set yourself up to take this one with a big grain of salt. Now, you probably remember, if you watch every Friday, we've talked about this a couple of times, the Nvidia Geforce leaks, these through data mining and processes I don't understand because I'm not a computer scientist, have revealed seemingly placeholders for upcoming video game titles. Some stuff seemingly really wild, like Kingdom Hearts 4, but more realistic things like a sequel to Dragon's Dogma, God of War on PC. It actually got a couple of things correct, God of War on PC being one of the big ones. We talked about this story last week with how essentially this list of placeholders, although it could have been speculative, and Nvidia did say that it is speculative, it is an internal thing. They work closely with the game development companies, so these might be real things, and as they come true more and more, we keep looking at this list. But this week there's kind of like a follow-up list, a post, like a thing dumped on GitHub that was actually deleted, but it suggests essentially more of these Geforce style leaks. Now again, take this one with a grain of salt. This does seem less likely. I don't want to be like the downer here, but it is pretty interesting to dive into. I saw it making a lot of headlines. These leaks have dates attached, specifically with some Microsoft stuff this time around. Like, for example, Avowed, the Obsidian big RPG type of deal. That is December 7th, 2022. Fable, October 12th, 2023. And the big one, Elder Scrolls 6, listed for January 2nd, 2024. Along with that, the list also suggests some other things like a Ghost of Tsushima PC port. But the Elder Scrolls thing, I'm sorry, that just does not sound right for me. If you want to use it as maybe a really vague window for roughly when we could get the game, 2024, sure, dude. But Starfield is still quite a whiles away. So, quite a whiles away? Quite a ways away?
Quite a whiles away.
And as you probably know, release dates move and shift so much, and sometimes they make those announcements pretty close and tight to some deadlines, so I really don't see that as a release date. Consider me, mark me down skeptical on that one. But there's a lot here. We'll link it in the description down below. Definitely want to know what you think about some of these dates and some of these suggestions. Now, of course, I said it last week. I think I said it the week before, and probably the week before that. It wouldn't be a week without some video game delays. So this week, it's big stuff specifically first. Activision Blizzard stuff. Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 are now pushed to 2023. That's big, man. Diablo 4, who knows, but Overwatch 2, it seemed like it was coming along, but a lot of this probably comes with all of the big upsets that have been happening at Activision Blizzard. We've talked about this in the past, the fact that they are sued by the state of California for workplace issues and harassment issues, and leadership seemingly, as much as there have been some noted actions, it seems like they're still scrambling for a lot of stuff. And maybe the constant shifts in leadership and direction are resulting in these games getting pushed. Either way, we always say it here, we'd rather a game not be rushed, take your time or whatever, but these just seem like big, substantial pushes that were worth pointing out. Also, side note, I think from the beginning, Overwatch 2 was like a weird move. They should have just kept Overwatch going. I mean, granted, the model of Overwatch 2 is kind of doing that, but still, to label it a 2, confuse consumers, I don't know. That's just me spitballing. Let's move on. The other delay, and it's totally fine, because this type of game, I think, can always use more work. Marvel Midnight Suns has been pushed from next March to later in 2022. So there you have it. The developers released a statement. But a fun one kind of resurfaced this week on social media. I think a lot of this was kind of known, but the obscure game aesthetics tweeted this out. It was a canceled Valve game called Stars of Blood. The game was verbally confirmed in 2012, but then eventually it was canceled. It was like a space pirate game that was in the works, and it seems pretty sweet. There's actually quite a few things and archival things and concept art out there floating around, and seemingly from the reaction to this, not a lot of people knew about this. It wasn't on their radar, so if you want to check it out, that and everything is going to be linked in the description. But the fun one I like this week is the Take-Two earnings call. They had their big businessy type thing, and what came out from that is a $53 million cancellation. This is seemingly a game in development from the Mafia 3 developers, Hangar 13. This was a $53 million unannounced title that was canceled. So essentially that is, for this corporation, $53 million down the drain. But not technically, because of write-offs and all that fancy corporate accounting stuff. Still, that's a pretty big L to just take on the chin, you know? I really wonder what the heck that was. I love these types of things, these mystery cancellations and stuff. The brain is buzzing because, of course, there are so many aspects. It could have been another Mafia game. It could have been, off the top of my head, BioShock. We've heard for so long that there is a new BioShock in the works, just not from Ken Levine and team. It has been suggested that Hangar 13 was involved at some point. This could have been anything. The mind wanders thinking about it. But if they were willing to cancel it and just kind of eat all that money, I guess the project just wasn't getting off the ground. It has always happened a lot in this industry. If you follow it as closely as I do, and I know a lot of you guys do, things come and go, projects come up all the time and never go anywhere. Pitch me a game.
I can't.
Come on, it's easy. Just make a video game. What's the matter with you? Hey, next up, this episode's brought to you by Dr. Squatch. Now, listen, I get hundreds of thousands of comments of people being like, Jake, what do you smell like? Can I smell like you? Well, now, with Dr. Squatch, you finally can. Dr. Squatch's soaps and scents are really transparent with high quality ingredients, all natural stuff. So no like weird chemicals or anything like that, but it's still a deep, genuine clean that's potent. Lately, I've been rocking the cedar citrus scent in the shower and it's great. Every day I'm feeling clean and I have a nice lingering clean scent that everyone around me really digs. They got a ton of different scents for every type of person and there's some really fun ones. But not only that, they have an insane line of other products like shampoos, deodorants, beard oil, and even candles, but it all has like the same philosophy behind it. But Dr. Squatch also offers a money back guarantee. So if you don't like the soap, you don't think it's the best soap you've ever used, your money back. They are really confident and it's good stuff. So if you want to check it out, new customers can get 20% off their first order of $20 or more. Use our code DSC Gameranx and click the link in the description down below to jump in. And thanks to Dr. Squatch for sponsoring our videos. Also, in other Take-Two news, a Rockstar Games insider or reporter from Rockstar Mag has suggested that Rockstar is definitely working on GTA 6, which isn't huge. Apparently, it has been in development hell since the Housers have left. Of course, none of this is corroborated. This is all rumors. Take it all with a grain of salt. But the interesting thing to come out of this is the potential that they are working on a Red Dead Redemption re-release and remaster. He has suggested that it is similar to the slight work and upgrade being done like the GTA trilogy thing, and it's Red Dead Redemption on modern platforms, which is good because technically Red Dead isn't available on all platforms, and it's very good. Again, it's a rumor. Take it all with a grain of salt. It sounds like a convenient one, but yeah, we'll see.
I'm gonna do this, but to Red Dead Revolver.
Yo. Red Dead Revolver is really good.
Yeah.
Let's put that on record.
Yeah.
Red Dead Revolver was like a weird Capcom game that Rockstar scooped up, and it was sick as hell. It was so good. And of course, it's that time of year, so there are still video games releasing all the time. Even though everything's delayed, there are still games. First of all, releasing today, Call of Duty Vanguard. Yep, that's right. They made another one. We're working on that currently. We're plugging away on it, so we'll have a before you buy video out soon. Playing campaign and zombies and all that. I almost dropped my phone. That's going to be popping up this weekend, but also linked in the description down below is my before you buy video for Forza Horizon 5. That is out now if you pre-order like the special edition or whatever, but it's out for everybody next week. It's awesome. I just really like these games, so it is very much more of it. There's a DeLorean in this one, so I'm super biased. It's just a really great game world. It's probably one of the better looking games I've ever played, and yeah, so there you have it. Full thoughts linked down there, but also it's worth highlighting the Elden Ring gameplay that dropped this week. You guys thought I wasn't going to mention this, so we got 15 minutes of spicy Elden Ring gameplay. We got to see some dungeons. We got to see some boss fights. We got to see summons. We got to see just a little bit of the flow of the open world. Resident Dark Souls expert, how do you feel?
Very excited. That jump button looks like it's going to blow my mind.
You heard it here first. The jump button is blowing our minds. Also, in a surprise drop this week, Netflix Gaming. Now, we've known that that's like officially a thing, but now it's out. They just put it out. but sort of. This is definitely a slow rollout. This is like a rumbling, a building of something that I think is going to be pretty big, at least for some audiences. Right now, what this Netflix gaming is that it's on Android phones, and you can just access a couple little games. They're pretty much like weird little goofy mobile games. A little basketball game, a little casual puzzle style game. The Stranger Things games that they did develop are also available on here, and that's really it for now. So like I said, it's a slow rollout, and I think the way things are going with this is that these types of smaller games, as TVs and people buy more modern TVs with modern chipsets, you're going to be able to access these games on your TV. And I think as a casual market, it's gonna pop off. I can easily see someone just on their TV with their remote playing, what's that game? What's the puzzle game with the blocks? Like Zumba or Candy Crush or whatever. Netflix definitely has the budget and the resources to do more than that, and maybe they will, but I think just in terms of that, this could kill. But keep an eye on it. Really, it's just kind of like speculative industry type stuff. Not really necessarily maybe for us right away, but yeah. Oh, and also just something kind of interesting. Put it on your fridge. Show your mom. This is a study from the University of Oxford that suggests specifically that there is no link between time spent playing video games and well-being. Now that means specifically one way or the other. So video games aren't making you depressed, but according to the study, maybe they're not changing your life either. My mom told me that the games weren't changing my life a long time ago, but now at least I can afford pizza. So who's laughing now? I don't even know anymore, but this study is pretty interesting. We'll link it specifically because it breaks down exactly how they conducted it, like the pool they sampled from, the types of players, how they took those players. It's mostly English speaking, and the study kind of ends saying if they wonder if there are different cultural links and ties between gaming and well-being for different speaking countries. Who knows? I'm excited to see if more comes from this, but it was just something a little interesting, a little thought-provoking, but not too deep, so I linked it for you. But that's it for us today. So let me know in the comments what you think about all the stories. So many canceled games. Which one has you the most bummed out? Elden Ring gameplay. Wow. What do you think? Are you excited to die? Of course, what do you think about those crazy Nvidia leaks? And do you really think that's a release date for Elder Scrolls? I don't know, but I really want to hear what you think that canceled Take-Two project is, the $53 million one. What do you think it could have been? Let's talk about all this stuff down in the comments. It gets a little crazy, but we will be down there. But also, if you want to yell at me directly, find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino and youtube.com/Jake Baldino, where I go a little more in depth on things like most recently Guardians of the Galaxy and Forza, and yeah. But thank you to the sponsor for having our back here, and thank you specifically to you guys for having our back, for coming around and watching every week. I'm here every Friday. I'm on the Before You Buys. Clicking the like button helps this show out and helps Gameranx out, so thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend. Be safe. I'm Jake Baldino. Pizza's on me.